Hey everyone, and welcome to the Global WarWatch Network. Before we jump in, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more updates on global security. All right, let's get right to it. The Indian Air Force is facing a really critical gap in its fleet, and believe it or not, a surprising offer from Moscow could totally reshape the balance of power in Asia. So yeah, let's get into this. So, to really get a handle on the stakes here, we first need to look at the problem the Indian Air Force is staring down right now. Ben, can you walk us through just how serious this gap is?
Oh, it's a huge shortfall, Alex. Right now, the IF is flying with only 31 fighter squadrons when they're supposed to have 42. That's a big deficit, and it's only going to get worse as they start retiring some of their older jets.
Right, and this isn't happening in a bubble, is it? You've got all these regional pressures mounting, which is really dialing up the urgency over in New Delhi.
Exactly. And India's long-term answer to all this pressure is supposed to be the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. You'll hear it called AMCA. This is their very own, homegrown, fifth-generation stealth fighter. Okay, so this is where you start to see the problem. The AMCA is a super ambitious project, no doubt. But look at this timeline. A solution is still, what, over a decade away? That's a long time to wait.
And you know, it's actually even more complicated than just that one timeline. The whole AMKA program is split into two big phases. You've got the Mark I, which uses an American GE engine. Then there's the much more advanced Mark II, and that one needs a brand new, super powerful engine they're hoping to build with Safran from France.
And not right there. That's the bottleneck. I mean, building a high-performance jet engine from scratch is just incredibly difficult. It's one of the toughest things to do in engineering. And these new projections, well, they show the AMCA Mark II probably won't be ready until 2040, at the earliest.
So that delay creates this really dangerous, decade-long gap. And that, well, that's the opening Russia just stepped into. They're reviving a partnership that India actually walked away from back in 2018.
So let's look at what's on the table. Moscow is offering a deal for its Su-57 stealth fighter, and they're promising to deliver it by 2030, basically to act as a strategic bridge until India's own AMCA is ready to go.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the specific version they're offering. This isn't just your standard off-the-shelf fighter. It's a special two-seater designed for something called manned-unmanned teaming. And honestly, this is a concept that could completely change how air combat is fought.
So the whole idea is to turn this fighter jet into like an airborne command center. The pilot in the back isn't just a passenger. They're directing a whole swarm of drones, which multiplies the jet's effectiveness on the battlefield in a huge way.
Okay, but wait. India has been down this exact road with Russia before, and they walked away. So the billion-dollar question is, what makes this new offer so different? Why is it so compelling this time around?
Well, this slide really tells the whole story. The old deal, it just fell apart. We're talking high costs, very little work for Indian industry, and Russia refusing to share the really important tech. But this new offer, it looks like a complete 180. It seems to address every single one of those past failures.
Yeah, it seems the Russians are putting literally everything on the table this time. We're talking about full licensed production in India. That's something Western partners have just never been willing to offer.
And this is the real kicker right here. This is the heart of the deal. They're not just offering the plane, they're offering the keys to the kingdom. Getting access to the source code for a 5th-gen fighter, I mean, that would let India plug in their own missiles, like the BrahMos and Astra. That could launch India's entire domestic aerospace industry forward by years, maybe even a decade. So, when you put it all together, this leaves India with an absolutely massive decision to make. It's a choice between two very, very different paths to securing its future air power. And this really just lays the dilemma out perfectly, doesn't it? Does India wait for its own jet, which gives them total strategic autonomy, but also means accepting a decade of risk? Or do they buy this powerful stopgap from Russia that comes with its own baggage, high costs and all the geopolitical entanglements that come with it?
You know, the decision they make in the next few months is going to define India's military posture and the strategic balance in Asia for decades. So what it all boils down to is this: what do they value more, immediate strength or ultimate self-reliance?
And that's where we'll leave it for today. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer. If you found this useful, please do us a favor and hit that like, share, and subscribe button for the Global WarWatch Network. We would love to hear what you think down in the comments. Seriously, should India take this deal? Let us know your take. And of course, you can join the conversation on our social media channels. All the links for that are right there in the description below.